Hi there, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to look at likability as a speaker. Present or master shimashou. This is the fourth year of the Presentations Japan series podcast, and we are beaming around the world to you from sunny Minato-ku here in Tokyo. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan and best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. My new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, will be released shortly. Through this podcast, I want to help you become a better speaker who is clear, confident, persuasive, and highly influential with those around you. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentations Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. Every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 259. Today we're talking about how to have an audience like you by building rapport. There are usually a bunch of strangers attending our talk. We may know one or two people in the audience, but generally we have no clue about most of them. The feeling is likewise. They may have perfunctorily glanced at our introduction and the blurb advertising the event, but who are we as a person? How smart are we? How useful is this time allocation going to be? Can we speak well? Are we adding any value to them? Here are 12 ideas to build a rapport with the audience. Number one, consider ourselves honored to be asked to address an audience and say so. However, don't do this at the start of the talk. You hear this all the time. Thank you for inviting me today. It is a great honor to be able to speak to such a distinguished audience. Boring! Design a powerful opening to grab everyone's attention, and only then thank the organisers and the audience for the chance to speak. Number two, give our listeners sincere appreciation. Arrive early and meet some members of the audience and thank them for coming to listen to you. At the end of the talk, we can also express our appreciation for their attendance. Don't make this the last comment, though. We reserve that for our final close, where we make sure our key message is reverberating in their ears as they walk out of the venue. Number three, mention the names of some listeners. Getting there early allows us to meet the guests, and then when we get up on stage, we can refer to a conversation we had before the start of the speech. For example, I was chatting with Suzuki-san, and she made a very interesting point about blah, blah, blah. There is an invisible wall between the speaker and the audience, and this connecting with people in the audience breaks that wall down, and we feel as one unit. Number four, play ourselves down, not up. Nobody likes someone who's egotistical, acting superior. We should always be humble and never talk about ourselves as if we were something special just because we are the speaker. Yes, you need some degree of ego to stand up and speak to an audience, but let's keep the full dimensions of that ego to ourselves. Number 5, say we, not you. When we use we, it is inclusive language, and we want to have our audience to feel as if we are one united team. You should do doesn't work as well as we should do when we want to appeal to our audience. Let's remove all barriers between ourselves and our listeners. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Today's show is being brought to you by, on the 19th of October, we're doing storytelling. On the 28th, time management. 4th and 5th of November, we're doing high-impact presentations, and on the 11th of November, successful public speaking. Check out our website at www.dale-carnegie, carnegie.co.jp. Lots and lots of value for you there. Now, to do better in Japan, email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, that's the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. If you like learning by watching videos, there are over 1,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, which is the premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Number 6. Don't talk with a scowling face and an upbraiding voice. I never do that, you say? Really? Check the video. When we are concentrating without knowing it, our face can look like we are scowling at our audience. Smiling is a great way to make sure we are not doing that, as long as the smile is congruent with what we are saying. If it is a serious topic, then our face should be serious. But a scowling face is too much, because it looks like we are angry and admonishing our audience. Number 7, talk in terms of your listeners' interests. We might have a great love of a subject and we get a lot of satisfaction from talking about it, but are our audience members interested? We need to design the talk looking at things from their point of view and their likely interest. What is in it for them? What can they take away from this talk which they can apply in their world? Number 8, have a good time delivering a talk. If we look like giving this talk is killing us, it will make our audience feel uncomfortable and will have a very negative impact on our personal and professional brands. If we are nervous, we can come across as a wounded animal on stage. Best to mask that wounded animal look as much as possible. Keep all of that type of "I'm nervous" information to yourself. Number 9, don't apologize. This is a very common way to start talks in Japan, but we should start with a well-designed opening that breaks through all of the competing distractions for our message and grabs the listener's attention. Apologies are all about us when we should be totally focused on the audience and not ourselves. Number 10, appeal to the nobler emotions of your audience. People turn up to hear us speak on the basis they want us to succeed. We should assume that and then be very sincere in our preparation so that we can match their high expectations of us. Number 11, welcome criticism instead of resenting it. If some audience member takes issue with the logic of what we have said or the conclusions we have drawn from the data, we shouldn't get into an argument. We should just say, thank you, and say we will take that on board and have another look at our assumptions. If we are receiving some feedback on the delivery of the talk, then we should not allow our emotions to get involved. We should just take it as helpful feedback so that we can improve. Number 12, be a good person, skilled in speaking. The most clever criminals around the world all have something in common. They are good talkers. We want to be better than just being a smooth talker. We want to have our audience's best interests uppermost in our minds at all times. They will feel the difference. Try these 12 ideas when you're preparing for and delivering your next presentation, and you will do a much better job of connecting with your audience. Thank you for joining the Presentations Japan series. If you got value from today's show, spread the love around and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you have learned today, use it, and go out there and become a presentations legend. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.